Welcome back, everybody, to part two of Ben Shapiro versus Michael Knowles. I am the Red Deplorable, and welcome to reality. Let's do this.
I wish everyone would just shut up about seed oils.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. One, two.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Bunch of bullcrap.
You love seed oils?
I'm way too obsessed with him. I know for a fact that Knowles' wife, I'm pretty sure, is way into it. I'm not too sure about Ben. Don't know if I watched enough about him, but let's see what they say.
Well, I hate them. I love talking about them.
You like talking about seed oils?
This is a kind of a somewhat recent conversion for me. I've never bought into any diet fad or any of these hippie.
Okay.
Seed oils are a.
I already know why. I can already guarantee. I can tell you why. Over the whole Pfizer vaccine stuff and all the FDA, OSHA bullcrap, the mistrust that has been sown inside the establishment, inside the pharmaceutical companies as a whole for their, they're bidding for money. I guarantee that's going to be Michael Knowles' reason, which is the same reason as me, which is the same reason as my wife. My wife is definitely more extreme on it, but,
The devil. They are the cause of every problem in the world.
Wow.
Almost, I would say 99%. I'm so won over on this. Now, your wife is a doctor, so obviously you know that. Well,
I mean, I assumed it was crap, but then I dismissed it like every other stupid idea that I ever heard. Also, I'm sick of people making products from things that don't produce that product naturally.
Yes.
Like oats are not for milk. And
Well,
neither are,
get down on
neither are almonds, and neither are soybeans.
No.
As it turns
He's got
out,
a
none of
point.
these things produce milk. And so if you give me a glass of milk,
he's got a point there. Anybody watching this, anybody that wants to educate me because I'm lazy as shit, I'm not gonna do the research. How are they? What is milk? What is the definition of milk? How the hell are they turning a seed into a milk just by juicing it? Wouldn't it just be almond juice then? Maybe because of fat content. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
that is made from a thing that doesn't produce milk, I'm suspicious.
If it doesn't
And-
have udders,
Right, like olives produce oil,
Mhm.
and seeds generally do not produce oil. So I don't know what seed oil is. Or
Do you know what canola oil actually is?
oh no,
It's called rapeseed.
wow.
It is. It is. That's the name.
Wow.
And all the others, what soybean oil, all these other oils that are, and when you want to stop using them, you can't. They're in every food. They're in every single food. I saw one.
Are they perhaps turning the frogs gay?
They, like probably, yeah. I looked at one product in the grocery store.
Are they making the chicken sterile?
Well, that and fire. A fire is also turning the chickens.
Fire, yeah.
Turning them to like crispy little nuggets on their hatcheries.
It's not the avian flu.
But I was in a grocery store and they had a thing of some seed oil nonsense, and it called it plant butter.
Plant butter.
Where do you get the butter from?
This is
plant?
no, that's terrible.
That's terrible. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
There's no seed oil.
Yeah. Plant butter. Yeah. I don't know how you get butter out of plant, but that reminds me particularly of one time I was on a road trip, and I was driving down, and I think we were driving to Utah or somewhere of the sort, and I looked over to my right on the right side of the freeway. I remember distinctly seeing a sign that said organic firewood for sale. And for the life of me, I still cannot figure out what the flip that even means. Organic firewood. Isn't all wood organic? Isn't all firewood organic firewood? Isn't it all the same stuff? I don't understand. Gosh.
Well, in my martini, that's for sure. Though there might be in the peanut
It
butter.
might be,
Actually.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm taller. But we can't stand
Okay.
up, too. We're
It's
sitting.
just I'm taller.
It's I'm
Oh.
tall. So you have to say, do I agree with that statement?
Oh. I've never heard any comments about Knowles. I've never heard any comments about Knowles, but I've heard tons of comments about Ben's height. So if I had to bet my house, I would bet it on Knowles being taller.
Oh, do you agree with the statement that you are taller?
Yes, but who
this
is the
becomes-
I?
Right, exactly.
I
This
am
the
the
subjective
walrus.
becomes very, yeah.
I'm taller, so you should
Right, it's like
answer as though
as
I
though-
said
right,
that statement.
correct. Okay. Ready, get set, go.
Oh, I think we'll have to move that.
Really, you think you're taller?
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
But you certainly think that you're taller.
100%.
Because all guys,
Absolutely.
every guy under
He
6
thinks he's
foot,
taller?
at least under 6 foot, they'll say, "Hey, how tall are you?" And he's like, "I'm 5'10.034."
That's true.
I'm practically
It also
6
it
foot.
totally depends also on how you're wearing your hair. So right now you are wearing like a pompadour.
Oh,
You've
yeah,
got like
I've
the
got at
John
least
Kerry.
5.
You've got at least 4 inches here.
Yes, I do.
I mean, like it's like a beehive from the 1960s.
Yeah.
They're actual creatures living.
There are.
It's-
Yeah,
yeah.
sweet
You know what?
little groupies, like from the
It
1960s.
counts,
yeah,
right?
are
It
in
The
counts.
rat
The
over
hair
there is
counts.
controlling how you
Insane.
cook.
yeah.
Saying it
Yeah,
counts
one
as
more
your
height,
height.
please. Give me a little. Okay.
This is how I make 6 foot.
We'll never know until the game is over, and then we'll be lying down on the floor, just sloshed.
I was hoping
What's
to
the
finish
joke?
sentence in that way.
5'11", but on 10
Okay,
times
here we
6.
go. Satanism is protected under the First Amendment.
Ooh.
Okay, ready?
Okay,
What I think you're gonna say?
Ooh.
what you think I'm going to say,
okay.
but I'm actually somewhat unsure.
That one's a hard one for me personally because I personally do not believe that Satanism as a whole entity, as a church, is not a church. It is an entity that is created to go against God and go against the teachings of God. So in itself, it is not teaching anything but to go against God. So can it be a church if its sole purpose is to go against a church? I'm stumbling over my words and I'm kind of ranting, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm getting at. Like, I don't think it technically can qualify as a church because its sole purpose is to be anti anything good. So,
What you would say.
Yeah. Okay, ready, get set, go.
Shapiro and Knowles.
You're correct. I don't think Satanism is protected under
Yep.
the First Amendment.
Yep.
I said the First Amendment is for political speech.
Yeah.
That is what it is for. And by the way, it's not protected on the state level. It's protected. First of all, I don't believe in the incorporation doctrine. So there's that.
For people who don't,
Okay, so the First Amendment of the United States Constitution says Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. It does not say anything about states making laws abridging the freedom of speech.
Right.
Now, many states have their own provisions along these lines, but abridgments of speech are extraordinarily common at the local and city level, even at the state level.
for all of American history,
Right, exactly. The notion the founders were sitting around like, we have to protect the Satanists must be protected, is absolute absurdity. They wouldn't have considered it freedom of speech. They would have considered it essentially the same as pornography, I think.
Yeah.
And so I would have a hard time believing that the founders were sitting around being like, we have to protect Satanism.
Yeah. And so
Especially not under freedom of